Misty Day has died 3 times, hates biology class, loves gardening, and really loves Stevie Nicks. But what else do we know about her? Let's explore everything we know about Misty Day as the Coven witches attempt to stop the apocalypse.
I don't know how to describe it. To me, he wore the perfume in death.
Friendly reminder, guys, if there are any other characters you'd like to see us do a deep dive on, let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure you're subscribed because Myrtle Snow is up next. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll have a chance at winning this Thanos Funko Pop. Click the link in the description to enter the giveaway. Hurry up because the contest runs until November 5th. We were first introduced to Misty Day in the Season 3 pilot episode of Coven. Cordelia Good shared Misty's story with her young witches. Here's how it went. One day just outside Lafayette, Louisiana, Misty came across a church congregation. It was here that she discovered a dead bird in the grass. Now, if there's one thing she hates, it's dead animals. She used her power of resurgence to bring the bird back to life. But the churchgoers weren't too happy about it. In fact, the religious extremists tied her up and burned her at the stake. This is why so many witches stay in hiding. Now, everyone assumed that she was dead, including the Coven, but we knew better as she managed to resurrect herself. A few days later, she comes across some alligator poachers. Here's a tip: don't kill animals around her, even if they are some aggressive alligators.
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Misty came across their camp demanding they pay for their actions. Then, after threatening her life, Misty brought the animals back to life, and the gators made a nice quick snack out of those hunters. Soon enough, Misty comes in contact with the Coven after Zoe and Madison do their best resurgence attempt with Kyle. It doesn't go as smoothly as they planned though, as Kyle returns as an ultra-violent zombie frat boy. Lucky for them, Misty has opened her own day spa in the nearby swamps, where she's mastered all the best natural healing treatments. It involves a handful of shit, literally alligator dung, laying around in bed, and Stevie Nicks sing-alongs. Zoe comes back a few days later and is shocked to see Kyle's wounds have nearly healed. I'm not saying he's back to normal, but it's pretty damn good for a guy that was put back together from an assortment of body parts. Misty is not done resurrecting those in need. Eventually, she comes across the burnt remains of Myrtle Snow, who was previously set up by Fiona Good and burned at the stake. Remember to come back next week for more on Myrtle's story. So Misty goes back to her normal life in the swamps, which includes a whole lot of gardening. She's slowly bringing Myrtle back to life. Nice touch by adding the hair, guys. Then her old friend Kyle returns to the swamp because he really needed a bath. But after he freaks out a bit, Zoe shows up and brings them both to Miss Robichaux's academy. Zoe is hoping Misty will help resurrect Madison. Why? We're not so sure. Madison was always kind of mean to Zoe. Misty reluctantly agrees to help. I guess she could sense how horrible of a person Madison is. But she works her magic, Madison coughs up a few bugs, and she too returns from the dead.
I need a cigarette.
Misty doesn't stay long though, as she senses some real bad vibes in the house. No kidding. She heads back to the swamp because she has a garden, Myrtle, to tend to. But before she goes, she takes a bunch of food with her.
Oh no, I'm sorry, those are for sales associates only.
It's food.
Not for you, I'm sorry. The bagels are just for sales associates.
I guess it's Free Bagel Friday at the academy. Eventually, Misty is forced to leave her Swamp Day spa after a mysterious witch assassin makes a surprise visit. This eventually turns out to be Hank Fox. Misty and the newly resurrected Myrtle finally join the rest of the Coven at the academy. It just so happens the Coven is looking for its new supreme. Myrtle is convinced that Misty fits the bill because she was able to resurrect so many witches, including herself. Misty joins the rest of the Coven for the Sacred Taking, a ritual which is used in times of crisis and allows for the ascension of the next Supreme. But first they need Fiona to die. Madison tries her best to motivate Fiona to take her own life, but the plan doesn't work. Fiona is not giving up as easily as they expected. Meanwhile, Joan is shot and killed next door, and Misty again works her magic and brings her back from the dead as Fiona watches on. While at her new home in the academy, Misty enjoys spending her time concocting special potions and recipes in Cordelia's greenhouse. Life is pretty great, and it gets even better when Stevie Nicks herself stops by the Coven for an exclusive performance. The two twirl around a bunch in the living room, and Stevie gives Misty her shawl as a good luck charm for the upcoming Seven Wonders trial. Needless to say, this makes Madison extremely jealous, as does any attention that's not directed at her. So Madison takes Misty out to prove to her that she's just as powerful as she is. Madison resurrects a man from a nearby cemetery, and as Misty looks over his empty casket, Madison hits her over the head with a brick and buries her alive. She even took Stevie's shawl. That marks Misty's second death of the season, but thankfully, Cordelia and Queenie find her and Queenie tries her hand at resurgence, bringing Misty back to life yet again. Back at the academy, Misty goes after Madison because she deserves it. But the fight is cut short when the Axeman stupidly attempts to attack the witches. He stands no chance as the entire Coven makes sure he never kills again. Next up, the Seven Wonders. All of the witches master telekinesis and concilium. When it comes to dissension, each of the witches must travel to their own personal hell. Misty relives an extremely traumatic childhood memory from science class when she was forced to dissect a frog. Like I said earlier, she's an animal lover, and this really sucks. The endless loop continues as time expires and Misty is unable to return from her hell. For the third and final time of the season, Misty Day passes away as she turns to ashes in Cordelia's arms. No. You thought that was the last we'd see of Misty? Nope. Just like Madison and Queenie, Misty returned during this season of Apocalypse. That's right, the boy wonder Michael Langdon proved just how powerful he was during his own test of the Seven Wonders. Cordelia tasked him with bringing Misty back from her personal hell, and he did just that. Michael entered the classroom, horrifically killed the trauma-inducing teacher, performing some sort of mind control all over the kids, and left hell with Misty. Sure, Michael has proved that he's immensely powerful, but he also was tricked into resurrecting the entire Coven. If there's ever a chance to stop the apocalypse, Cordelia needed all of her witches by her side. And yes, if you're wondering, even the White Witch returned. Look out, Langdon.
You see your gypsy coming on down. You see your gypsy.
Guys, what's your favorite Misty Day moment from the show? Let us know in the comments below, and also let me know any theories and predictions you have for Apocalypse. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Twice, and it all comes down.